Okay, we're getting feedback now. All right. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Test, test. There we go. Okay, now we got a feed. Test, test. There we go. Okay, now we got a feed. All right. Test. Test. Alright, I'm hoping this stays going forward. La la la. Test, test, test. Alright. Doing some classic gaming right now. Hopefully this works out. Alright, so let's see what we got. I'm just seeing what actually looks good on here. Of course, the mark of Cree. Start this from scratch. Actually, no. Let's continue because it takes a while. It's actually really good on here.
Before you try and strike the dummy with a square above his head, notice that his icon is also transparent, meaning he is too far away to strike. Move closer to the square target so that you can strike him. Try now. The icon is now solid. The target is now in attack range. Press the square button.
I love this
to
fight
attack
system
the
so
dummy.
much.
Try now. Equally important is the ability to break your focus. To break focus, press in on the right analog stick. Good. You would now be able to redirect your focus and select new targets. Now let's try something a little tougher. When you focus on only two enemies, you can do more elaborate and powerful attacks on the enemy you are facing by using the open button to modify your attack. Focus on two dummies by aiming the right analog stick.
Alright, let's get my headphones set up on here so I can hear the feedback for everything. Leash. This game's so good. I missed the mark of Cree. Be nice if they continue to canon or at least put the character in the universe. Let's see how the audio is sounding. Not half bad, not half bad.
Focus on two dummies. The dummies are assigned to the X and square
pretty cool.
buttons, leaving the circle button open as an attack modifier. To use an attack modifier, you must first press the button of the target you are facing, followed by the modifier. Let's give it a try. Press the X button, followed by the modifier. In this
Pretty
case,
cool.
the circle button, to do a more elaborate and powerful combo attack. Press the X button, followed by the modifier. In this case, the circle button, to do a more elaborate and powerful combo attack. Press the X button, followed by the modifier. In this case... Whoa now, easy my boy. Very well done. That enemy would be dead.
Trying to get
And
this
you now have
audio a
only
little bit
one
cleaner.
target in focus. Both square and circle are now available modifiers to give you even more elaborate and powerful attacks. But remember, your combo must start with the button that corresponds to the target you are facing. Let's try an attack you can only do when you are focused on a single enemy. Press X, followed by a modifier, then the next modifier. In this case, that's X square circle, or X circle square. Try it now. Wow, the best warriors are prepared for what is around the corner.
This is so good.
For this, you will need your bird, your spirit guide, Kuzo. When Kuzo takes a perch, you will be able to use his vision and prepare for what lies ahead. To find these perches, look for a beam of light that shines on a bird icon.
That's damn good.
Once found, center the bird icon in your view, and it will begin to spin. You may then press L2 to send off Kuzo. Try finding a perch and sending Kuzo now.
Get it, Kuzo.
Well done. Use the directional stick to look around. Look around till you see the light beam shining on the next bird icon. Center the bird icon in your view so it begins to spin. Once it is spinning, press L2 to send
XRP is on the
Kuzo.
move. Kuzo. Game's such a classic.
Very well done. You've had a good look around, but you would now need to prepare for what you see. Press the triangle button to return to your vision. You can now maneuver freely while Kuzo remains on his perch. Be aware, though, Kuzo will return to your side when you get too far away. To see what trouble you are heading into, you may need to use his vision again. Press the triangle button again to use Kuzo's vision. Then press triangle one more time to regain control of yourself.
I mean, I can't own it on PlayStation 2 anyway, so.
Now, you've learned much here today, and should be rewarded for your efforts. But first, I must know that you've learned well. Apply these skills in your first mission, then see the sage for your reward. To remind you of my challenge, press the start button at any time and choose Bomb. Challenge. Try it now. Stick around and practice if you like. You may discover more than you've been taught. Or head back to the inn. And Ralph, come to see me before each new mission, and I'll see to it you are prepared for the job.
I wonder if they did any... I mean, it feels smooth on here.
Your bird Kuzo is an old bird, Rao. He has always... He's been around, watching out for you and your family. He knows many things, including languages long since extinct. If he attempts to read symbols or words, listen to him. If he thinks it important to tell you, trust that it is something you should know.
Yeah, raise time input window in this game. That's what I like about this too.
To your advantage, Rao. They will always have the symbol of the triangle button above them. Standing next to them and pressing this button will allow you to use them. Holding horns. They are guarding the area and will alert enemies to your presence.
It's like a 720 grade. They didn't really do any. Looks like anti-alias. It's just a default. I mean, I guess there is some anti-alias. I mean, it still is good. It's still solid. Mark is free. Don't be mad. While I do like more of the characters in Rise of the Kasai, I like the original better because there was stronger production value. I should tell Jermaine I'm playing the Mark of Free. arc. He's like, where? Like me. Facial drawing tutorial for tomorrow at 1. Let y'all know. That's my reminder also. Alright, so start this up.
You want work, huh? I don't know. Business has been slow lately, boy.
So freaking cool.
People tell me bandits have made our neighboring forest their home.
Yeah.
Anyone trying to get here is being robbed, or worse. It's made Bamusu nervous. He thinks it's the beginning of dark times. I think they just need a good kicking before they'll move on to someone else's forest. Bamusu tells me you've become pretty good with that sword of yours. Maybe you could... Well, maybe I've got some other work around here you could do. How about washing down some tables for me, or mopping the floor?
That's the
well, maybe you can help
dialogue
Tati
for
clean
this.
dishes, or sweep up,
Great
or
game, man.
pick up
Damn.
her.
Sony really should invest in putting this back out there. All brown characters, just come on. It's like the best timing to do it, and just sleeping on this IP right now. Turn it into a little bit like Sega now. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sony. Anybody can get got. Walk of Creed.
Cleaning the floor and washing dishes. Ah! This was not the kind of work my master was looking for. He was young and in search of adventure, freeing the land from murderous bandits. Now that was a job worthy of a warrior. He left that same day, his sword strapped to his back. Kuzo, his spirit guide, scouting the path ahead. The bandits had been terrorizing the local roads for months now. Rao had heard that they were camped out in some local ruins. He had also heard that they were many in number and skilled as swordsmen. Good. My master did not want this to be too easy.
Yeah, I'm doing a YouTube audit right now, and I was seeing the bad quality of a lot of the streams that I had. And I was paying so much attention trying to get the stream up. You would think me as a cinematographer and post-production would be paying attention to that, but that kind of skipped my brain. So I'm doing a compilation right now. I'm going to be putting it on my TikTok, IG, and of course the website, just a compilation of everything that's happened up until this point. And getting that out the way finally. XRP. I can't even invest in XRP, so it's like paining me even looking at it, man. Okay, I'm guessing you can, Jermaine's on there. Nice. Good audio. I want to have a balance of the game and you able to hear me on the mic as well. But I don't want to have one thing drowning out the other, you know? Okay, so about this system stuff. Rao. I'd rather have Rao over Kratos any day. Rao should be fighting gods. They need to expand on this universe, man. Imagine what they could do with the Mark of Kree now. Oh my god, with this fight system. Stick to this fight system. Okay, good. Nice. Nice, Jada. Thank you. They gotta stick to this fight system, man. Like, everything cannot play like Dark Souls. Everything can't play like, what do you call it? Uncharted. Certain things are standards. Like Uncharted completely standardized the awesome way to do what do you call it? Third person mechanics. So I get that. But after a while, it's like it's a point of diminishing returns with everything, man. Like, damn. This with more expanded controls. Like the one thing I can see that could be an issue is the camera control, because your right analog controls everything. So I feel like that could just be an input toggle. So you can still have your standardized third-person controls, and still have your right analog for aiming, or your right analog in some kind of way to compensate for it. Seems still pretty butter smooth on here. I mean, I remember on PS2 it wasn't bad anyway. There was some frame rate drops. There were frame rate drops in critical areas, so I'm guessing it won't be like that anymore. Yeah, that's why I don't have my bow and arrow yet, so I gotta just do this all straight. Yeah, that's right. Dude, there's a lot of improvements that they can add. Yes, I know. I just went through the tutorial. Look at that. You had it back then. Come on, guys. You gotta do so much better today. Come on. Frame cancel. Look at that. That fast. That's simple. What's up? Simple. Jesus. The more I play a lot of the classic titles, the angrier I get at today's games. Like, these developers are either inept or lazy or both. There's research everywhere, man. And this is the thing, this was this team's first game. They were a bunch of ex-Disney artists and animators that had no idea how to do this at all. And he's done. Still looks brutal. Even with the low poly, it's still brutal looking. Oh my God! Only had a parry system. But does that forget? Responsive as hell. Look at this. I used to think this was laggy back then. It's crazy. Yo. The standards have dropped. I used to think this was input laggy back then for its time. Oh my God, this game is so good. Yes, again, I'm manually connected a good friend to do so. certain things were great animation. Like what? No, static frames with small mounting movements is not good animation. It's just bad. That's a bad standard that was done for like an anime TV show. It was never actually. I'm speaking for Japanese alone. Damn. Damn. God, I missed this game. This plays superbly on here. Just gotta get used to the mechanics again, but that's the idea of playing different games with different mechanics. There's too many of these titles that play. This game still looks beautiful, man. Art direction is everything, yo. Just dinged him right in the top of his head. Just dong. Oh, I missed this game. The Mark of Creed. Doing stuff that Tsushima is trying to do today and not nearly as well. Hey, so that's all Sony in-house, so hey, y'all need to step your game up, man, together. Internal competition is the best. These guys did this better than y'all do it today. Fix y'all shite. It can be great, just work together and stop being so insulated. You can tell by the way the results are and the way you work. You've done it. Being insulated. Can you do something to the camera if it So yeah, these are the improvements of today, of course. Oh, this dude. Oh. Actually, now that was the flaw of the game. But that's good advancements that we had. Damn, just grinding in his butthole. This game is so good. Holy crap, the Mark of Creed, man. I really missed this game. The world design, even if you would put this on a cell phone today, it would still be great. If you put this in a mobile game, if they need to remake this game, man. They keep remaking some of the most obvious stuff that's obvious. Okay, the Japanese love stuff like Shadow of the Colossus, and we got an update to Ego. It wasn't a remake, but we got an HD update. And this is a semi-HD, 720, upscale to 1080. You can tell the difference from looking at it. Look at the way his sword just bounces around inside the sheath. The detail, man. I think we're doing this back then with limited poly count and limited texture. And we have a crazy attention to detail today, but personality is lacking. Oh shit, I'm not. Smoke, you want smoke? Oh shit, you want smoke too? Oh! His whole head. What are you doing? Woo! His combat system is godlike. Both sides. Look at that. How hard is that? You guys need to when you have great ideas, capitalize on them. Stop dropping them. You keep trying to reinvent the wheel for stuff that doesn't work better. You have stuff that's already excellent. What's wrong? Yo, Sony, please don't fall off like Sega. Oh my god. Dude, I gotta stop playing. This game is so good. Too good. Too good. Ugh. The Mark of Creed. God, I miss this game. Jesus. The story has ended. Still so good.
Gather round, all of you who would listen. I have a tale to tell. A story of warriors and kings. A saga of dark magic. A legend. I adventure. Long ago. During the First Age. A series of dark spells were created. One of these spells had the power to breach our world and the one of darkness. An evil spell with no purpose but that of destruction. Before it could be invoked, stolen and broken into 6 separate parts, 6 lines, 6 incantations. The spell, however, was dark and powerful and not easily destroyed. So instead it was hidden away in a place where none would find it. Scattered about the world in 6 separate locations. 6 different families entrusted with its safekeeping. But men are mortal. And time can be the enemy of fear. All too soon we forget how the bee will sting and the fire will burn. As time passed, the families forgot what these marks were for. Mankind dismissed the ancient warnings about these words of power. They were merely stories, tales from a long past time. But the denizens of the world of darkness knew nothing of time. With infinite patience they waited. Then, after a millennia, to their dark joy, the spells were rediscovered.
I miss that. Like, not just that type of storytelling, but that presentation, man. And they had different textures for different people. Different people. Yeah, actually, at different teams. Because teams, different people. But, man, so much more creativity. They were taking more risks, of course. It's starting to feel like the PS2 is like the equivalent to 90s hip-hop. It's like the golden era. PS3 is when the 2000s hit and they started to crystallize into a system that worked, and then they're just going for what works and taking very little risks. I mean, they do with the independent levels and still got their faith here and there, but it's like, damn, man, they got to get some of these older producers back on there, former producers, I should say, because whoever's in this case is in these offices now and these making these decisions, it's not good. It's not good at all. But we're gonna take a break. I just wanted to do a quick test here. Seriously, thank you for jumping in with me, and just let this run for a little bit. Head on out. So yeah, definitely, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to stream a lot more of this with some of the classics. So some of them are on sale right now on PlayStation Network. The Mark of Creed, the Jak and Daxter collection, which is Jak 1, 2, and 3, and Jak X Combat Racing. They also got Deus Ex, not an exclusive, but they got a Deus Ex package that's available, which is usually $40, but I copped it for $5, maybe $6, and that was like late at night, so I was not trying to mess around. So yeah, if you get a chance, and if you're on PlayStation Network, check that out, because I know on PS4 Pro this is enhanced to about 60 frames. Which is, I would say, it's closer to like the PC version than the original one was. And this game is godlike. This is what Cyberpunk wishes it could be. So yeah, I'm gonna just let this run for a little bit. So, love you. Thank you. And like, share, subscribe. Jermaine, shout out to Jermaine Anthony Clark, jumping in, for the support. I love you, I love you. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Was 2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree. Provided, of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Sarif Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Sarif himself handpicked me for the job. Said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentation safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed. A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Sarif headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented walking tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them, but their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullets slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream. I should have died with her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentation Sarif's money could buy. Took me half a year to get a feel for her. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time, by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on a top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it, and when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on. The Aug killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, So with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif's head of cybersecurity, I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the AUG's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret FEMA internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. It wasn't so easy for them this time. I took out the tank named Barrett. Even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end. Hengsha Island, China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it. Trying to find clues in Hengsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hengsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Bell Tower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived. Just not for the reason I'd been expecting. Turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen. The same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the AUG in Sarif's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the Triads, Hengsha's organized crime lords. They had the hacker holed up inside a low-rent capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving up the woman who hired him. Zhao Yunru, president of the Taiyang Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Op mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Sarif Industries was at the top of her list. To prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 best researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan, and hinted at a group so powerful I'm not leaving my 6 exposed. Give me something lethal.
Your call, but Singh's undercover in all this.
So watch your fucking sights.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
Well, I'm not looking to play dice with anyone in there. Give me something with distance.
Your call. Less chance of being seen and compromising Singh that way. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said that Jin are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
We'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on this mission at the very last minute, so we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your #1 priority is keeping the Jinn out of that atrium.
Copy that.
Time to put away your heavy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target building.
You're up first, Jensen. Let's do this.
Task Force Actual. This is Knife Leader. Engage Hush Drives and descend to Angels 1-5.
Team leader, this is Jensen. I'm on the roof. Roger that.